How's it going, everyone? I'm Contemption. Today we're going to talk about getting T4 in about 24 days of a new kingdom, 30 days of consecutive login as I was a jumper. We're going to go over all the tips that I suggest you do in order to grow as fast as you can. Take it as you want. I'm not obviously the best person at doing this, but I think T4 after, 3 weeks of a new kingdom is pretty awesome. So let's take a look and get right into it. Okay, so first things first, as you can tell, I've got 31 consecutive login days. I got T4 earlier this morning before reset, so let's call it 30 days. That's what it was. I'm VIP 8. I did push that with gems. I'm really happy I got the extra research speed. I don't think it's going to be worth it to spend gems until I know I can get VIP 10 for the extra building speed and of course the legendary sculpture. It would be nice to get 2 epic commander sculptures each day, but 1 will suffice for now. I don't have enough gems to buff it anyways. A couple things that I also want to show you is the date of the kingdom. We've got 23 days since this kingdom started. Obviously, like I said, I was a jumper, card up at the top, spent not as many days as I could have. I think I still had 4 or 5 days left before I had to use my beginner's teleport, but I just decided to go for it. I didn't feel like spending any more time grinding out Lohar barbs and, during the Lohar event and then strategic reserve when I knew I could just jump into the next kingdom and do it all over again. But a couple things. So first things first, fog. Fog is super important. A lot of jumper people suggest, of course, only collecting level 2 and level 3 cave treasures at the beginning of your jumper in the first kingdom. Scout as much as you can. I got to, I think, about 60% in the first kingdom. And then, of course, I finished all the fog in this kingdom. If you hit the explore button, I've gotten every single treasure now from every single cave. I stuck with the level 2 and level 3 in this kingdom as well. And then once I thought I found them all, and I really should have double checked because I found quite a few more afterwards, I grabbed everything and then I opened them up, and man, the speed ups, the gems, the VIP, everything you get from those caves really helps, especially saving those level 2 and level 3 so that they don't downgrade. There's a threshold where if you open up too many treasure of caves, the game notices it, records it, and then all the treasures you open are only level 1. Even if it says high or medium on the cave, it downgrades it. So definitely do that. Next is, of course, spending all your action points every day. It's hard. It's a grind, especially with free to play. And that's what this account is. I haven't bought anything on this account at all. I don't have Mina unlocked. I don't have any supply. I don't have growth fund. I haven't spent a dime on this account. But grinding barbs is very important for gems, for speed ups, for resources. And that brings me to this little side point here. You always want to make sure you have Trophy Hunter. Anytime you're hitting barbs, you want Trophy Hunter for the extra resources. You want Quick Study for the extra experience points. And you want Insight for reduced action point usage. Very beneficial. You're going to need to do this on a lot of commanders. I have 1, 2 peacekeepers, 3, 4, 5 peacekeepers ready to go. I can only use 4 marches, but once I get CH22, City Hall 22, I will have another march. So I'll be able to do 5 at a time. When the next Lohar event comes out or strategic reserve, I'm going to use my action points. That's another thing. I haven't used a lot of these action points. As you can tell, I have a lot. I've never really burnt them. I've only ever done the free action points I have. Maybe push it a little more during Lohar or strategic reserve if I had the marches out and my action points were already lowered to like 30 per march. I figured might as well use it. Next thing, let's quickly go in and take a look at research. So obviously here is my T4. I went for T4 Infantry first. It's part of the main quest, and the commanders I'm working is free to play, which is Bjorn and Sun Tzu, and hopefully Charles eventually. Infantry T4 just made sense. No reason not to go for it. Main quest, it's the troop type I'm going to use the most of. Got it unlocked. I'm not going to touch this again unless I have very little resources and I need to do something before I go to bed. I'm going to leave this alone, because I'm concentrating on engineering and mathematics next. This is what's going to bring me to the next level. This is what's going to make sure I'm keeping up with people who are actually spending in the game, because I've caught up to most people or passed them. And that's because engineering reduces the amount of time it takes to do buildings once it's full level. And I don't know if I can go to full level considering my academy is only level 21, but I'm going to go as high as I can on engineering and mathematics, because the amount of time it takes to research not just T4 but everything else is 20 days. Obviously, you're going to want to grab runes. Your city, especially if you're free to play, or really anybody, should be right next to a holy site. I chose an altar. You're going to get the best resource levels. You're going to have a lot of resource tiles on Alliance land, which increases by 25% when you're gathering on it. And it helps your alliance too by sending, I believe it's 1% to your alliance storehouse. But runes are super important, and I know there's one in here. Something like this. Building speed plus 4% and research plus 4%. Obviously, the best you can get for altars is plus 7% for building or research. When those come along, I would use my speed ups. It's funny, I still have a lot of resources. I did push a little bit today for one of the events that was up to get 10 gold stars from just burning speed ups. But I still have quite a few resources, not as many as I would like, but I'm waiting to burn those action points from an event. Then I'll have a lot again. Gold not doing too bad on. Obviously, I have these from the current event. Like I said, card up at the top. Free to play, definitely spend your gems in this event for certain things. I bought the city skin because those are hard to get as free to play. And I got resources in there, and I'm going to do some 3-hour speed ups as well. As for VIP shop, something you really want to look for. I have to buy these out. I'm not doing it yet. I've got another big building I need to do, which is Tavern level 21. It's going to cost quite a bit. But I do suggest, and I buy it every time, the 8-hour speed ups. Obviously, if you're not in a good alliance, you should really think about switching. An alliance that has a bunch of sanctums, a bunch of level 1 passes, a bunch of altars, a bunch of level 2 passes, with the prospect of getting a shrine or 2, is where you really want to be. It helps your game so much. But the next point I want to go over is finishing all the events. Making sure that all of these are being finished. The amount of extra resources and speed ups you get from these are so beneficial, especially as free to play or anyone. Even if you're spending money, $50, $100 on this game, $10, whatever it is, you should be finishing all of these. You should be doing, bets. I know I haven't placed a bet yet, but I will before this is over. And then you can buy things from the shop. I believe I've already bought all the action points. I think that's fantastic. I'm going to buy some speed ups. I'm going to probably buy some experience tomes and some gold keys, some epic commander sculptures, because we still have quite a while on this event. Okay, so another thing. Obviously, I talked about grabbing a rune, making sure that you grab something that's the best, 7% being the best for research and buildings from the altars. You also want to make sure before you use speed ups to get max helps. That means you want to make sure that your alliance center is as high as you possibly can make it. Obviously, I don't want to hit this up again for an extra help. I could probably get it to 21, but I really want to use those resources to get me to City Hall 22, because then I get that 5th troop dispatch queue. That's going to help with growth a lot for barbs, for gathering, for everything. Okay, quick pause here. I just want to see if we can get Charles Martel from these 19 keys. Probably not going to happen. And we got El Cid. Oh, this game is teasing me. Oh, man, it's even going to pop up the bundle and obviously not going to get it. Oh, man. Okay, well, we got some other people. El Cid. I'm getting everybody else except for Charles Martel. I haven't gotten Freddy either, or Sion Diok, or Ragnar. Not that any of them are good, but Charles Martel is avoiding me. Let's talk about commanders quickly. I talked about gathering. Obviously, you want to make sure your gatherers are out all the time, but you need all of the gatherers you send out to be level 37. Why level 37? Because of this. Gathering speed increased by 25%. It's an absolute must. If you're only at the beginning of the game, level 27 is good as well. You can get 6% extra resources. The more, the better. when I send out my marches, and I will upgrade these skills in a second because it's actually probably going to help if I didn't get lucky, but universal confirm, didn't get it. Wow, game is not liking me right now. But you want to make sure you're using these commanders, and I went over this in my last video, unlocking Ashita and Cleopatra, having them 3-star even though they're level 10, so you're not wasting experience points. Having these as secondary commanders when you send out your gathering marches. Now, obviously, it takes a little bit more time, but as you can see, I have a level 37 with a level 10 behind them. It's just helping with gathering speed. Also want to make sure that you have commanders that you're using a lot as tax officer and supply chain. Probably don't have supply chain unlocked yet. I think that's at 3 million. I just got it myself. Other thing you want to make sure you do is always have gathering speed plus 50%. Whether it's a 24-hour or an 8-hour, you always want to have it activated. Unless you're going to bed, then maybe not. But any other time, you should really be using that 50%. When you're about to go to bed, even if you don't have a rune, and I don't suggest this all the time, but finish off your troops and start them again so that when you're sleeping, I only have 2.5 hours left on this. I should finish it if I'm going to bed, start another one for 9 hours, and then when I wake up, they're done and I haven't wasted any time. So it's really about time management and making sure everything's always working. Your builders are always building, research is always researching. If I do have to upgrade my academy, I wait until max helps, and after I grabbed a rune, and then I speed it up. Because by having academy building overnight, you're losing 8 hours or 9 hours, however long you sleep, 6 hours in some cases. You're losing that time for research. So I always speed that building up, always. It's just a pet peeve of mine. You're going to lose power gains by not having it doing research when that's what it needs to do. Okay, guys, that's all I've got. Those are my best suggestions. Obviously, I got a little bit lucky in this case. I joined a kingdom that's peaceful. I've had a little bit of war, but really not much. Like if you look, haven't done a whole lot of fighting, including during kill event. Julius Caesar's not worth it. I'm not going to waste resources on, friendly field fighting. It's just not worth it in my case. I have a few dead, but I really haven't had to do anything crazy. I've raided a couple cities for some resources, which has helped. But beyond that, it's really just been taking advantage of all the PvE and events that are out there. So I hope you took some value out of this. Please do hit the like and subscribe. It really does help. I've got a lot of changes coming to this channel I'm super excited for. Ordered a new computer. I've got a new intro and outro coming up. So stick around, guys. We got lots more to come, and I'm super excited about it. So see you next time. Later.